So Jackson, most small businesses need design, but they really don't want to hire a full-time designer. They'll need something like pricing sheets, landing pages for their website, pitch decks, ads designed, better looking ideas, a logo, but they don't want to pay a designer and they want it now. And they just want to be able to mess with it themselves. They don't want to have to talk and pay a designer. So Claude Design is something that might be worth paying attention to. The internet has had time to share its opinions on it, and we're going to give our opinions today. So we're going to share everything that you need to know as a small business owner about Claude Design, what it does, and how to use it. What have you heard about Claude Design?
I heard that it's going to take over all the design jobs and kill Figma, the design SaaS.
Mm-hmm.
But then I've also heard from people that are using it that it's not all it's chalked up to be.
Yeah. There's a lot of mixed feedback. It's been out for a couple weeks now, and so I want to give everybody here, if you haven't had a chance to look at it, no need to waste your time on it. We're gonna talk to you about what's good, what's bad. It is worth checking out, but I'm thinking about doing a full rundown, a video episode on it. But let's talk about what it is, what you can make with it, how it works, who this is for, and why it matters for a small business owner. Are you ready, Jackson? All right, buckle in. Cool. So it's a new tool from Anthropic, who gave you Claude Code, all the stuff. It's a chat interface that has a design element to it. It lets you make UA mockups and prototypes, slides and presentations, one page like marketing assets, or just general visual works. So if you're like a contractor and you don't want to give somebody an ugly quote, Claude Design will be good to help you build templates, and then you could put in specific detail and fill out the templates. If you have pricing sheets, if you're going into houses and installing stuff and you want to sell upsells or anything like that, you can build pricing sheets with this and it looks more professional. Mailers and marketing assets, it could be helpful for that. There's other things that can do that as well, but we're going to talk about Claude Design. So what you do is you can open the app, describe what you want in a natural language, and then Claude generates polished visuals and then will let you iterate with it. So just like if you were working with ChatGPT or Claude on writing an essay or a blog post and you say, oh, tweak this, tweak that, it can do that, and you can see the updates happen next to the chat. This is for, if you aren't a designer, you don't want to be dragging and dropping things in Figma or Photoshop or whatever. This may be a good happy medium for you. So this is going to push Claude through just generating code, generating blog posts or marketing text. It's going to actually help you with the full end of like front and back of content creation or building websites and software and stuff. It is competing with Figma, which a lot of people are really good at Figma. You can get Figma people to do stuff for you, but this is for the people who want to do it themselves. And so imagine getting to just vibe with a designer who doesn't talk back.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so less opinionated designer. I've definitely have sat next to designers and I'm like, I want to do this, and they tell me why that's a bad idea. But now I can do all my bad ideas myself.
And get the AI to agree with you, feel really smart.
Yeah. Actually, Claude, that button should be blue. You're absolutely right, Dylan. So this is available for paid Claude users, and it has its own licensing as well. So you can just look up Claude Design pricing. I think it's $20 a month. You can go check it out. It's definitely worth it for, it's definitely worth the $20 for the first month just to try it. See if you like it, because a designer to play around with ideas is going to be a lot of money, even if you hire somebody offshore.
Yeah, I did think that was interesting that there was no free trial to try it out. I went to try it out and play with it because I don't have a Claude account currently.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me realize that Google's version of this, Google Stitch, is free currently.
Yep.
So I wonder if that is kind of makes Claude Design feel more premium, if that's kind of the angle they're going for. Or what's going on there?
I'm seeing Anthropic as kind of the Apple of this world. You're just a Claude person. You just like Claude and you're going to use Claude for everything. And so you're going to stick with Claude. You're going to trust that the Claude Design thing works and it's what you want to do because you're in that ecosystem. So makes total sense that they wouldn't have to give a free trial because their people are already in their ecosystem. And they're not trying to serve everybody, I think. I think they're trying to
Yeah.
serve specific groups of people.
Yeah, that's true. Because it has like I don't like the name is the selling point at this point. Like you said, people will just go with it because it's Anthropic. It is Claude.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Google released Stitch, which is called Stitch and not Gemini Design, but this is called Claude Design. It's kind of their brand, right? So comparable services to this. So Canva has probably been like the closest, I mean, besides like Stitch, but Canva is probably leading the market with most like, how would you say this? Like lower level marketers, people who are, you know, on the 1 or 2 person rodeo and I need assets. Canva has probably been the go-to place because it holds your hand a little more and they have some AI tools.
Yeah. You don't want
templates.
to download Photoshop and figure out which of these 50 buttons adds text.
Yeah.
You want it to be simple. You don't need to be getting super in the weeds on it.
Yeah. So if you're a Canva person, you're tired of buying templates and you would rather use like a Figma, but you don't want to go, you learn Figma or any of the Adobe suite, buy Creative Cloud, Applied, or Stitch will be a good option.
Yeah, because I feel like people have ideas of what designs they want. They're able to say what they want, but actually getting that onto the screen is hard. I mean, yeah, I think this is huge for that kind of person.
Yeah. One of my notes here is Claude Design will help you think visually. So I have found, I use Cursor. So the Cursor is the AI coding agent. I use Cursor a lot for sharing ideas and plans via a slide deck. So I'll build a slide deck with just HTML and CSS with, you know, a blob of text. Like I'll just brain dump everything we need to do. And then I need to deliver that information a page at a time. And so Cursor makes that super easy, but I'm a Cursor, you know, pro user. It's my work OS essentially. I'm using it for everything. But if you don't want to open a code editor, that's completely understandable. I think that you could probably get in Claude Design or Stitch or something and say, hey, this is my plan for X, Y, and Z. Write a slide deck that presents this in a consumable way. You know, I'm selling this very, you know, complex product to somebody who just wants their problem solved. They don't want to understand all the nuance. They just want the problem solved. Help me deliver this information in a way that's easily digestible to somebody who just wants the problem solved. And then that's the prompt, essentially. Then you throw in your brain dump, and then Claude Design is going to help you visualize that. And I think that is super valuable. And at least if you don't trust it, if you still are second guessing it and you have designers on your team, you don't have to bother them to flesh out ideas. You go build it in Claude Design and hand it off to them and like, this is what I want. And then they can actually, let's look this up. Will Claude Design export assets? Export to Figma.
Yeah, Google Stitch will.
Yeah. So there's a blog post, how to go from Claude Design to Figma. So this is for some app, Anima to Figma Design Agent. So there's other services that build an AI agent on top of Figma. That's pretty powerful because Figma is very nitty gritty. You get in there and you can change it by the pixel, change colors by the hex code. So there are ways to export to your Claude Design assets into Figma. Yeah, there's plenty of resources out there. You can just Google Claude Design export to Figma, and actually that'd probably be like a good video tutorial to do.
Yeah, definitely. Something I do like about these is that when you start a design, it'll give you your color palette with all the hex codes and like your fonts, and it'll give you all those details in like a specific card so that you're able to reuse that for any like other designs that you create. Whether you do it on Claude Design or like you said, you pass it off, you can just hand that sheet to your designers and they know exactly what colors, which fonts you want. So that's
Yeah, it is nice to just kind of, you can brainstorm your idea. There's no blockage of somebody else's time. You don't have to worry about bothering somebody else. You can just go do it and then hand it off to somebody else to give a final handoff or massage it a little bit, apply your brand guidelines, but also you can probably import your brand guidelines into this and go with it.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to put you on the spot. Have you used any of these for Infacto yet?
I have used Cursor as my go-to. So you can generate anything with code. So I use Cursor for everything. I played with Stitch when we did that. I do plan on getting into Claude design and playing around with it. I'll throw $20 at it for a month and see what it can do. But Cursor, because I have so much experience writing code and I know what's going on under the hood, I can figure out how to do just about anything I need. I've had to do PDFs and like printable brochures, all this stuff. So I'm using Cursor for everything.
So does that have like, so you don't get this UI that Claude Designer which gives you where you see the different components, or like a Figma design page?
I would have to tell it to break it out, like give me a components page or something like that.
Yeah, that's cool though.
Have you used any of these vibe design things?
Nah,
Or
not really.
You're going straight to Cursor as well, aren't you?
I am using Cursor. I'm kind of on the fence about it still.
Really?
I don't know if I don't love their Cloud Agent UI. I feel like it's
Okay.
kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like it either, honestly. It's really hard to tell. Like, I have probably 5 environments in the cloud. I think so. You have some in the same account, right?
Not your account.
You okay? Oh, you have your own account. So yeah, I have like 5 different environments, and it's really confusing. I wish I could click into an environment that's already tied into a repo, a code repo, but it doesn't quite work that way. So you have to just start an agent, choose a repo. But I wish the repo and the environment were tied together more tightly.
Yeah, same. I feel like that would make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
So do you design stuff? So you were talking about designing through Cursor for like marketing, brochures and stuff.
Sure.
Do you design your pages in your website before you start building those, or do you just kind of design it as you go?
It's all in code. So with Infacto digital website, I actually have an AI agent web page builder that I made, and it's in the website template that I use for every client. This agent, and it has like 6 web page templates, like a product page, an about page, a service page. It has all these templates, and it chooses the template for me based on the prompt. So I'll tell it, I need a landing page for the Infacto Daily podcast. I give it a big rundown of what it is, and it will take that information and come up with the right copy and lay it out right based on the template that it chooses, and it tells me which template it's choosing. And so that's how I'm building all the web pages there. I just built a custom agent that builds web pages on the fly based on the prompt, and then I can do follow-up prompts or inject different images and stuff like that. So I designed once, pretty much. It's like you would do any product. You design once, and then you have templates that you hand off, and then the coding agent that runs on the app builds the page and stores the HTML in the database. That's delivered to the end user.
I was trying to figure out like the average cost of one of these design sessions.
Yeah.
And what I found is like some users report that an intensive design session can take about 25% of your weekly allowance, which is a pretty big chunk of your Claude token. So maybe just consider that if you're doing the $20 a month, you're probably gonna hit that fairly quick on Claude.
Yeah, that's a good point. So some pushback on Claude or Anthropic in general, and how they have differed from OpenAI in one of many ways, is they are pretty stingy on token usage. So yeah, they're going to burn your tokens while you're using Claude Design, which they can be because they have their people that like it and are going to use it regardless. We use ChatGPT, the $20 a month deal, and I've never ran out of it. I've never had any issues. I've used Cursor, $20 a month. I've never ran into issues with usage. But from everybody I know in the Anthropic world, so you're running out of tokens pretty quick. And so your token cost is going to go up with them, but maybe it is worth it for you. I will say I often do use Claude models when if I'm writing code, I use the Cursor models. But if I'm doing anything that needs to write real copy, I'm using Claude's models.
Yeah.
Usually Sonnet.
Like, it's just better.
100%, yes.
That is what everyone says. Like everyone that sticks with Claude, like they swear like the only way to use AI
Yeah, Claude Sonnet is the best copywriting model. Opus, a Claude Opus is also good. It's a bit expensive for what I need, so I don't use it often. But yeah, Claude Sonnet is my go-to when I'm turning this podcast into emails and blog posts and scripts for YouTube. It's absolutely 100% better than any coding agent I've used or coding models I've used for sure, which makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. It's more specialized.
Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of Infacto Daily. If you want a summary of these episodes in your inbox every day so that you can be the AI expert in the office, you can go to infactodigital.com, sign up for the Infacto Daily newsletter. And I promise that after a week of being on the newsletter, people are going to start coming to you, asking you about the latest in AI news and AI tech. You're going to be the AI guru of your office and your family. We're helping small business owners just like you implement AI into their business in a practical, real way. We're not selling any fluff. We're being very practical. I think that you saw that here. We're not going to tell you AI is going to change everything, but it is going to improve everybody's life, we think. So infactodigital.com, tons of free resources and a backlog of these episodes there. All right, catch you on the flip.
And if you found value in today's episode, the best way to support the show is to share it with one friend who needs to hear this.
Thanks, Jackson.
See you, Dylan.